So, welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to the AHP podcast / the Persian perspective.
The Persian
perspective movie reviews. Oh, this is a new.
You chose a weird dude to do movie reviews with, because I've just been stuck at home, not watching. Well.
Funny enough, to be honest with you, the last movie I've watched, I've sat and watched was Tenet. That was it.
That was Tenet?
Yeah, like I went to a cinema to see it. I found that I can't watch anymore. I don't even have patience for series anymore. Like Mandalorian, the only reason I watched that episode, I've skipped through it.
Yeah.
Just to see Bill Burr and get the hell out. That was it. I can't watch 45 minutes to watch an episode.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't. It has to be ridiculously good for me to want to watch it.
So how was Tenet? Because I've never watched Tenet, but how was Tenet?
It was a good cinematic experience.
Right.
But it was a cinematic experience. That was it. If you download it on your if you download it with your respective provider.
Yeah.
If you get it from Tosh, you would. It was it's not what's it called. It won't be good on small screen.
No, it needs a big screen.
You need a big screen because as when I say a cinematic experience is because there's very interesting things happening in it.
Right.
Very, very nice score.
Right.
And it's not Hans Zimmer apparently this time. And very intricate, very interesting philosophy behind it, and you're trying to make sense of it, and it's pretty tense, which will not be conveyed to you unless you have that like giant screen with blasting music into your chest.
Right.
You will not have the same thing. So it's like listening to a symphony on a phone. You can't have the same experience when you go to a symphony.
See what you mean. Yeah.
Like, I can tell you that. And would I say it's a great film or a great piece of cinema? I would say it's a great piece of cinema in terms of achievements of like how should I put it for you? Like stunts but the fantastic story or stuff like that? No.
So it's a technical feat.
It's a great technical feat and a great experience.
Right.
It's a roller coaster that you want to get on. Yeah. Once or twice, you won't want to watch it the third time.
Because
the third time you'll be used to it. You're like,
done. Shit. Okay. But so what you're saying is, the plot also doesn't make much sense to you.
The plot is. It's a weird one. You see, like when the movie was finished, I was like, I messaged my teacher who was a film teacher, and I was like, and I said like, what was the guy's name? Yeah. What was the main character's name? And he doesn't have a name. Actually, he's known in the entire film as the protagonist. Right. You love to find out what's happening, and that's the thing. Was like people are trying to push him to have people are saying like this should have a sequel, and it should. It is incredibly intriguing. Right. If a sequel comes out, I will go to the cinema to watch it. Like I'm looking forward to have this experience again. Right. But Christopher Nolan is there's one thing about him is that he is always tries to, because he has high big budget in films. He also goes for, and he doesn't have much of a tendency for violence. He kind of lacks in the violence department. The physical actions are lacking. No, the physical action is amazing. What it comes is like shootings are the bombings. Yeah. He needs someone to be there to like tell him to maybe you can still amp it up just a notch. I see. So it's too muted as far as you're concerned. It could be a little bit pushed a little bit forward to like increase intensity. Like for example, there was a scene where the bad guy hits his wife in the face. Yeah. Smacks her. Sean Connery style, give her a little schmuck. Wow. Okay. Give her a little schmuck. Right. Because you see, he gave her the last word, and that was not enough. And she kept pushing. Right. He just gave her a schmuck. Right. And he gave her a smack, and then, but the thing is, the way it was shot, it was like so joltedly cut. Right. It was cut it was his odd slap to her receiving it in shock and then him hitting her. If he had not cut the camera away and just let you see her slap him slap her in the face, it would have been a lot more like,
yeah. I see.
So he has those. I think it's on purpose. I don't think he has much of a room for violence, really. But aside from that, it was a very good film. It was a very good experience to have. Highly recommend it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm glad Sylvester Stallone is not in it.
You were hating on Sylvester Stallone during the break.
Fuck him.
In the way that I have only seen, between like old Irish Republican army dudes hate on the British.
The goddamn Stallone. That's fun. The ones that doesn't know, I was really hating on Stallone for what he did to Judge Dredd. And what in his contribution to that film, not the Carl Urban Judge Dredd, when
that was actually pretty good.
That was actually awesome.
That was very. It was stylistically beautiful to watch.
It knew what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't try to go beyond it, like go into a philosophy or something, like try to be very deep for me. It was just, I'm an action film about a guy kicking a lot of ass in a very beautiful manner. Right. And that you actually care about what everyone in it.
Okay, so a little tidbit for you, about that movie. A lot of people probably know this already, but you know Mama's theme?
Yeah.
That long, stretched out, like haunting, beautiful.
Yeah.
Throughout the thing. So that's actually like a couple of seconds from Justin Bieber's Baby. Stretched out.
Oh, shit.
Stretched out to several minutes.
Thank you very much for fucking that movie up. You little shit. Fat fuck.
I just want to watch the world burn.
Now I can never watch that film again. Whenever I see her like doing the heroin or whatever the fuck, I'm gonna be like Justin Bieber's in the background.
No, but see, here's the interesting thing about score music, right? It is, sometimes it's really atmospheric, and it doesn't have to be music, you know what I mean? You take a little bit of something, and you contort it until it becomes more like the wallpaper of a nice room.
Yeah.
Right? So, here's how I see it. Rather than looking at it as Justin Bieber looking around the corner, staring at you while you're trying to masturbate, which is how you feel.
Yeah.
Okay. The way how I see it is that I think Dredd made Justin Bieber better.
Yeah, it's just a matter of perspective, isn't it?
It's just a matter of perspective.
It's a matter of the Persian perspective.
It's the
Persian perspective. Persian perspective podcast. It's called the Triple P. Also known as triple penetration.
That is use lube, people. Don't be afraid to use lube. That is the PSA for today. Use lube. There's nothing wrong with using lube. Please use lube.
Thousands of women die every year for the lack of lube. Usage.
For just $5 a day. This dry motherfucker can get all of his holes sticky. If we can get some emergency lube to him and her and everything in between.
Give Granny a chance. She wants to be happy.
You joke about Granny getting dick.
Oh God. Where's this going?
I'm gonna ruin your life even more.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but there was this report by I think it was the CDC, I'm not sure, about how the rate of teenage pregnancy has gone down, and the rate of STD transmission amongst young adults and teenagers has also gone down, right? Because, sexual education, when the government fails, when the system fails, people go on the internet and just make video essays about it.
Yeah.
Right? So people learn, however, right? And that's very good. But that's the young generation. We know how to hoe. Okay.
Yeah.
There is an improper way how to hoe, and there is a proper way how to hoe.
Yeah.
Right? Use protection, use lube, get consent. Don't feel ashamed about doing shit. It's fine. It's cool. But the older generation never got our advantages. They don't have the internet to learn shit.
Yeah.
They don't have like honest, earnest, like open, sexually positive people to talk about shit out in the open. So I don't know how to tell you this, but in the old folks' homes,
they're getting
Baba's getting some dick. I don't know how to tell you. I don't know how else to put it. So the rate of STD infection in America, at the very least, amongst the elderly is actually quite high. Because, they be getting it
Oh
on.
shit! Yeah. Well, yeah, they're at the end. I'm like, yeah, baby.
I mean, no one can get pregnant, so
Yeah, fuck it.
yeah, just old cream pies everywhere.
I was gonna say about that too. Come here, come on, turn me into an apple pie. Turn me into...
I want to be the custard to your strudel. Just terrible, so terrible. But
fuck me,
it makes me feel happy to know that even at that age you can get your dicky sticky. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Because one of these days you and I will also get old.
Yeah.
Maybe you. I might die young at this rate.
Jesus Christ.
Right? But when you're old and gray,
is it bad that I already thought about what to wear to your funeral?
Print the black version of this podcast's t-shirt. Wear the swag with the cartoon face.
Yeah,
of
with
me.
your cartoon face.
Yeah. But in black and white, so it's like a memorial shirt.
Godfather, your ass. Look what they did to my son.
Look what they did to my boy. My beautiful boy. Everybody's like, he did it to himself. It's not the point. He would have wanted this. There's a little tape recorder on my chest. You play it. It's true. I do want this kind of bullshit. This is why you assholes are here.
Yes, I want this fun. Come on. I'll have someone. I'll be telling them, it's like, I want you to piece them back together.
And when you're at my funeral,
yeah,
I want you to remember that in your old age, that you're still getting your dick sticky because you remember, and you're not getting STDs from it too, because you remember, like the old folks home, they're getting their fuck on, and they're getting a bunch of STDs over it, right? Like old-timey STDs, right? If you look at them under a microscope, they got two-tone shoes and zoot suits. Like, hey,
Sonny.
Hey, we got a plan, see? Yeah.
I got a tap dance in your pussy.
Just old-timey chlamydia.
Get the
just
cane.
dancing on your penis.
Get the cane. Get the cane. Get the cane. Use the wheelchair, baby.
My balls are smoking because of the gonorrhea.
By the way, this is a movie review segment.
I think that ship has sailed. We're not talking about old people chlamydia. Okay?
We went from Stallone to chlamydia.
This podcast has no focus at all. Yeah, watch Tenet, use lube. I think that's
Tenet, use lube, and don't watch Judge Dredd's Stallone version.
Yeah,
that son of a bitch put his own lines in that shit, and you can tell it from a mile away. The way when he says it, you can tell like Stallone has a bit of a if you look at his prance, he has a bit of a pre-cum over there.
Oh my!
And whenever he says his lines, there's just a bit of a jizz. Even when he comes, his dick makes that noise. He doesn't squirt out. He just kind of just comes like a little bit of a puddle. Yeah. He slowly drips out of him.
Yeah. And Justin Bieber didn't ruin Dredd. Dredd improved Justin Bieber. That's how
Dredd improved Justin Bieber. You know what? Stallone should improve Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Rico. There's a moment in the
awfully mean to
There's a moment in that story where he gets convicted wrongfully for what Rico did.
Yeah.
And he says and then he screams and he says, it's a lie. And he says, it's a lie. And you can hear him.
The dude's got nerve damage on his face. It's not his fault.
It's a lie. Everything's all
Oh my
He sounds
goodness.
like Sylvester, Tweety Bird. If he only could articulate it properly, he might have not gone to jail in Dredd. Is because I just started it's funny. Here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. I love Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd because of Rico and the robot, ABC Warrior, and all this story there. I don't mind the movie at all. But looking back as the fact that it could have been more, knowing that it could have been better and more rated R and more violent and all that, and no comedic effect, I would have been really appreciated it like that.
I think there's this problem with a lot of Hollywood adaptations where the concept is so cheesy by today's standards. They have to make it into a comedy. Otherwise, they don't think it'll sell because they don't know how to make it serious.
Yeah, like Stallone pushed for it to be buddy cop movie kind of a thing with like Rob Schneider of all people. And, come on, Dredd! Come on, Dredd! Dredd! It's like a fucking annoying prick. Dredd!
Just imagine his face.
And it's like Stallone having throwing puns into this thing. Like you can tell he wrote those puns and he's so proud of them because it's like there's a movie at the end and the last fight scene. Like Armand Assante, my hat is off to that guy. He's a very good actor. Unfortunately, he didn't have much of a career in Hollywood. He had a few great films, but he played actually John Gotti very well. He even got nominated for Oscar for it. But and he's throwing balls to the wind, out of proportion character, and he's memorable. It's like law. There's a moment he just goes law, but it's like you can tell he's being this over the top cheesy villain. I really loved it, but the thing is Dredd. Stallone wants to be clever and all of that, and there's a moment at the end fight when Rico wants to punch Dredd and Dredd catches his arms, and they look at each other very intently in the eye before the makeout session, and, and they're and Rico tells him I was the only one who never lied to you. And Dredd looks at him, and Stallone looks at him. Not Dredd, it's Stallone. Jerome looks at Stallone. Stallone looks at him and says, I'll be the judge of that. See, and I can tell he was in the background in the studio. He's like, hey, see, it's a judge pun. I'm a judge, and that's the pun. So, judge pun. It's I'll be judging if he was the only one who ever lied to me or not.
Something about, when you get, the muscle man action hero actors from the 1990s, right?
Oh,
and they... You put them in a fantasy setting or a comic book movie. They mostly just do puns.
Yeah, they mostly do puns. And whoever you are who told Stallone that he's funny, go fuck yourself.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good example of this, right? When he played Mr. Freeze, ice to see you.
I used to say, cool party.
Cool party. All right, everybody, just chill. Would you ease off the puns, Arnie?
Let's kick some ice.
Oh, my head.
I was like, that was like so over the top. Oh, another one of the great puns in the Judge Dredd, which I'm sure Stallone wrote as well for Diane Lane character. Yes. It's like the girl calls her a bitch and she grabs her fists again, like looking intently into each other's eyes. There was a lot of intent looking in that film. And she says, "Judge bitch," and then headbutts her in the face. I was like, this is the worst 80s porn I've seen in my fucking life. just suck the clit or something. You don't need all this conversation.
Oh my god.
Speaking of porn, have you seen
This is a weird review, by the way.
Have you seen Austin Prowler?
No, what the hell is Austin Powers?
It's a porn parody of Austin Powers.
Why would you need a porn parody of Austin Powers? Austin Powers is already a porn parody of everything else. They had machine guns coming out of boobs.
Oh god.
They had a spaceship that looked like a dick and then referred to it with like 15 different words for the word dick.
Oh, this one is funny because it's like he's black and he. By the way,
you have my attention.
He's a black guy with afro, and it's a low budget one.
Yeah, no, okay, I dig this.
Yeah, and like he's frozen in a time machine, right?
Yeah.
So this one they don't have enough budget, so they just took the door of a fridge and they and took the door of a 90s fridge, not a side-by-side new, like 2010, 210s or something.
So you're telling me he crawled out of a fridge like Indiana Jones?
No, he's standing in it. He can still stand.
Oh, he's standing up. Okay,
he's a black guy.
Dignity.
He's a black guy standing with a huge afro.
Yeah.
That you can't even see his eyes.
Right.
Okay? And they try to resuscitate him back to life from the freezer.
Right.
And the girl says, "Oh, it's okay. I know CP in his cock."
The hell kind of porn?
But the thing is, I'm like, why would anybody feel the need to do that?
I don't know.
Why do I need to know? Why do I need a build-up? Like, porn is meant to be, I'm in, I'm out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stick around.
It's supposed to be functional. Maybe there's like an interesting plot, but other than that, it's... Like, maybe I want to know what grade she got after she banged the professor. Maybe I want to know.
Did she really got the A+?
No, she got the D.
I got the worst thing. It was like, I saw this pornography. It was like the girl said, the guy comes to the chick and is like, "Oh, I bought you a cupcake." It's like, "Oh, thank you." They start fucking. The whole time I was looking at this because like, what happens to the cupcake?
I have the exact same sentiment, right? I have the exact same sentiment. So, I got this bit about old-timey porn scenarios, right?
Yeah.
And there's always like a dude who brings like a pizza to like a all-girls dormitory or something like that. And like on college campus. I'm like, "Oh my god, my I don't have any money on me. However shall I pay you?" Don't know how to pay for this pizza with extra sausage. And she's like, and they'll be fucking in one corner, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? The whole time I'm like, "Oh no, the pizza's getting cold." Why would you do that to the pizza?
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, I got one better than that."
Yeah.
I got mad because like there was one which I don't know if it was a neighbor or a stepmom or
it's always a
something.
stepmom, yeah.
No, I remember there was food involved. And like the person brought the chick brought the guy, "Oh, here's your food, and here's your bowl of soup." And the guy was pretending...
very ordinary guy.
The guy was pretending he's eating a bowl of soup. The thing is, in a china.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it was a bowl of water. And he was pretending, and he was slurping it like,
yes,
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm Middle Eastern. We're master slurpers.
Yeah.
So I can tell the consistency of the thing you're slurping just by the noise.
Right.
And not only that, it's a high angle. I can see the bottom of your bowl that you're pretending to eat soup from. It's like, I wonder like what my stepmom is doing right now. They're just doing this, and the whole time I'm getting madder and madder, looking at this like, and I'm feeling pity for the guy because I'm like, the life is pretty hard for them. But the fact that they have to like go through a scenario, shoot a few scenes possibly.
Yeah.
So this is like, oh, I'm drinking, I'm eating a bowl of soup, and oh look, I got stuck on the washing machine and all that. I was like, so sad for me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you fuck. At the same time, I get mad because the whole time, like she's fucking her, he's fucking her. I'm like, that wasn't a bowl of soup, you little shit. Like it starts bothering me.
Wait, was that soup?
It was like 5 minutes of story where you're drinking soup, eating soup there. It's like, absolutely bastard. Speaking of porn, by the way, Sly has had porn. Sylvester Stallone played in the pornography.
Yeah, the Italian stallion.
The Italian stallion.
Yes, we're gonna review
this.
Okay. No, okay, I haven't seen all of it, right?
I only saw a scene of it. I was like, I saw his balls, and I was like, I've seen too much. It felt bad. I was like, oh shit.
Did one sag more than the other?
The thing was, it was like it looked like a mushed pancake. like the balls are like he like crawls over the girl. And I saw his balls like being like displayed, like that you could use his balls for bedsheet, basically.
Oh.
Okay. And I looked at his balls and I was like, I've seen more than I should have. And I got out. I was like, oh fuck.
All I thought was really weird, and this might have been a weird 70s thing.
Yeah.
That they all, because it's supposed to be an orgy, right? If I'm not mistaken, there was a scene where there was like an orgy.
Possibly.
And there was a whole bunch of people there naked.
Yeah.
And they're all taking off their clothes, and I'm assuming they're about to fuck, but then they start dancing in a circle.
Wow, I think I missed that, so I have to check that part out.
Yeah, no, it might have been a fever dream. It might have been.
Well, if you see 70s what was behind 70s? It was the 60s.
Was it? Okay.
It was the 60s. So with 60s,
God, we're so old.
Came a storm of acid. 70s got the contact high of 60s.
Yeah, kinda. And I don't know. So they were just sort of holding hands and dancing in a circle, just running around in a circle. And I thought to myself, I should be turned on, but I'm actually just kind of scared now. Because this feels like a cult. Yeah. This feels like it should be a scene from Midsummer or something.
Do you think when Stallone comes, he does one of his punchlines?
What?
I think when he comes, he does one of his... You're the disease and I'm the cure. I'll be the judge of that. I give the best blowjob. I give the best blowjob in the world. I'll be the judge of that.
Oh my God, Sly, I'm coming.
Do you think he tells them like where he saw the movie, which movie it was from?
Yeah.
But like, he wants to hook up with a girl. He's like, I'm gonna suck your dick so good, and he's like, I'll be the judge of that. You know that movie? I did that from a movie in the 90s. You know that movie? Judge, he's a DVD for payment. He's so cheap he doesn't pay. He pays in Blu-ray.
He pays in Blu-ray.
This is what Steven Seagal is doing now.
It's not even. It's probably not even a line. Oh my God! Oh.
You get 4 Blu-rays. If I do anal, you get 6. You got the you got the Demolition Man. You got the Rock Climber. You got the Rocky 1 and 2. If you're bad, I give you Rocky 5. That was shit.
He's got a robot.
You got a robot. I go broke. I'm scared. I'm scared, Adrian. Okay.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
This started out as a review for Tenet, and now we're just taking big creamy dumps on Sylvester Stallone. This is a weird review.
Oh God! If you put a pinky,
breathe and finish the sentence.
If you put your pinky in my ass, I'll give you a copy of Creed. Creed 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh.
If you give me a rim job, I'll let you read the script of Rocky 19. It hasn't even come out yet. This cheap bastard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stallone, if you ever hear this. Poor dude.
Oh my god. Oh,
I'm hating on Stallone for fucking shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he and Arnold for sure do that.
I know.
Yeah, you don't know I put you to death. Do you think when he comes he makes that noise?
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me. I'm pretty sure he fucking said that.
I know.
I'm pretty sure he fucking said that to his wife or something. Or that fucking hooker.
You were married to a Kennedy. Jesus.
You don't know that I put you to death.
Oh my god. Yeah.
He fucks her very fast. Her smokes comes out, let off some steam. Let off some steam, Tuki.
Oh my goodness. I was hanging out with Brian Tan, right? Brian Tan, really good comedian.
Oh god.
Okay.
I'm laughed so much my right ball hurts.
Just the right ball. I have this dream where I want to have Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Right. In the same movie. And you heard about the Expendables. This movie is called the Inunderstandables. Because you can't fucking
get what the fuck these guys are saying.
It's tracks of the audience gonna be like, did we just have a stroke? I can't understand anything.
It's just like an hour and a half of close up of all these guys' faces, and they just go.
Everybody walks out. Well, the movie's pretty good. The ears are bleeding.
They all get retarded in the process. It's like your brain gets overloaded.
Yeah. Shit. The whole time I'm telling Brian my idea, he's just losing it because in his head he imagines me doing an elevator pitch to a music executive with full energy.
You got Brian, we got him, we got Stallone, we got Arnold, Van Damme.
And nobody can understand what the fuck they're saying. It'll be brilliant.
Oh, and Tom Hardy is the elevator man.
just
You know, when he was broke, he would use to dub in the blowjob sounds on the porno.
You're a pretty big guy.
Now that's the sound he makes when he comes.
No.
The cock rises. I like him. I really love Tom Hardy as an actor, but seriously, somebody in this film, dude, he's been given leeway with the way he speaks sometimes.
I think it's because every time he's in a movie, he's got some weird shit on his face.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Like a mask.
He always has something on his face. Huh?
It's pretty weird.
The last time I could understand what he said was in Venom. That was a...
Yeah.
That was a fucked up film. I don't like it.
And it was... You know what it was? It was too 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it felt like...
It should have come up with Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, just a little bit. I feel like it's the kind of movie Sam Raimi would have made in 1997.
Yeah, the thing about that movie is that it was supposed to be rated R.
Yeah.
And then the producer, Avi Arad, said, no, we have to make it PG. So the whole intention of the film was they were like really going for, if you look at the early concept arts and the development, it's like the Venom looks crazy.
Right.
It has these like bunch of eyes under its skin crawling. It looks very fucking creepy.
I think that's because it's hard to tell just by looking at the comics how terrifying a symbiote is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But in my head,
this is the Persian perspective comic reviews. We're adding more segments as we go.
Yeah, it's gonna end with the Persian perspective Bitcoin review. Cryptocurrency review. You just wait. No, but in my head, the kind of reputation the symbiote has in the Marvel universe is very similar to like a xenomorph.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much. Quite close.
Yeah, because it's this unknown sort of like creature that nobody knows where it came from, and it seems to be able to take the shape of whatever it infects.
Yeah.
It's unstoppable. It is armed to the teeth, literally, with organic weaponry. And what's worse is that within the proximity of it, it brainwashes you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it sticks to you, it makes you into a douchebag.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you don't know where your thoughts end and its thoughts begin, which is a thing that apparently happens with xenomorphs as well, right? Because I don't know if it was...
Xenomorphs are just, you're talking about Alien, right? We're talking about the same thing, right?
So there's this one scene, I can't remember if it was a Covenant or whatnot, where one of the dudes keeps talking about how he's being communicated by the dragon. Do you remember?
Communicated by the dragon.
Yeah, he has all these dreams about the dragon is telling him to do stuff. And the movie theory is that he's actually talking about the alien queen.
That is... I don't think that's neither Covenant nor Prometheus. I think that is... I think you're talking about Alien 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But the point is...
this is... because the Queen wasn't in the last episodes. The Queen was in Alien 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I think there was an Alien 5 at one point, I don't remember. So
it was sort of like hinted that xenomorphs have like a baseline telepathy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not very strong, but they can sort of influence people to do
I think it's 5 or 4 or 5 when Ripley has... is that the white big xenomorph that gets sucked into space at the end?
That's Resurrection. I saw that when I was 13.
Yeah.
Probably too young for that kind of movie.
Yeah, I remember when I was 12, I think I saw it when I was like 11 or something, 11 or 10. And I was thinking back, I was like, man, that was a fucked up film.
Yeah.
It was very gory.
Yeah, very, very gory. Not as bad as 2, because 2 is scary because it's really dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I watched all the Aliens probably way too early. I remember I watched Alien 1 and it was shown, actually funny enough, it was being shown on our own national channel. Dubbed in Persian.
Yeah.
Dubbed in Persian and...
man, that's a trip. Holy shit.
Yeah, it dubbed very well actually.
Interesting.
Actually, our dubbing was fantastic. It's not like Turkish or shit like that. It's very, very nice. Like the lips and the way they wrote and the people did fantastic. Like
really?
It doesn't take you out of the film.
That's really
cool.
But
I can actually watch both of them in natural and the dub version. Enjoy both of them equally.
I now want to watch Iranian Aliens.
Yeah, and I remember and that's the thing. Remember when the captain goes looking for the alien?
Yeah. And
then he says it's behind you, and then he turns and the alien does the jazz hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like. So he goes for a hug.
I now know why Spaceballs made the little alien xenomorph do like a tap dance routine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he looked at it and I remember just because I was like that scene haunted me.
Really?
Yeah, and the thing is the dubbing is when the lady who, I don't know who did the dubbing, was she screams and whoever did the putting it in, they actually even turned it into radio sound, so it was
wow.
very nice. So you just hear like this, and just I remember it haunted me for a long time. I think the thing about that movie is that it's done so well that I think part of your brain thinks that it's real. That's an alien. That's it.
We'll go back to dubbing and subbing later.
Yeah.
But yeah, symbiote is basically a Marvel xenomorph.
Yeah.
Right?
Get back to the point we got off. Yeah.
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 So that would have been really cool to watch because I feel like IRL, that's how you should treat a symbiote.
Yeah.
Like it's this shape-shifting, terrifying thing.
For God's sake, he has fangs.
Yeah. In my opinion, if you were going to, I don't even know if you can do this, if you wanted to make a Venom movie,
Yeah.
your director should be Wes Craven. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah.
But no one happened. The thing is like now, like there are attempts, which is actually not making things easier. There's attempts of like making true to the origin or making rated R films.
Yeah.
Based on comic books, like Hellboy came out.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a rated R film with a low budget. The budget was like around 50 ringgit.
Yeah.
50 ringgit. It was a 50 ringgit film. It was a $50 million film.
Yeah.
Which is, they were like, okay, we're just going to have it at $50 million, but we're going to do whatever the fuck we like.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the problem is that the mistake that they make is that they think just because we're rated R, let's have mindless violence.
Right.
Well, if you look at like 90s rated R or 80s rated R, they didn't thought about let's make violence for the sake of violence. They were like, violence was part of the action.
Yes.
That would happen. But while in the Hellboy, there was like few sequences of just over the top violence without the proper justification, or even worse than over the top violence, which I love. I love gore, but worse than over the top violence is over the top usage of F word, where it doesn't fit the bill, where it doesn't fit the thing. It's like, I was like, oh. So, you can immediately tell it's not unnaturally put. Like, I'm a master of using the word fuck, but like, for fuck's sake, don't do that.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's like, it's kind of like when you're a minor and you don't get to do any of these things.
But now you're allowed to, so you say fuck.
Yeah, so you abuse it, right?
Yeah.
So you abuse the language and you abuse the gore.
Exactly.
Because this is your idea of what maturity is.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that you can't do.
Yeah.
And then you look at my personal favorite from the Hellboy movies is Hellboy 2.
Oh, okay.
For the reason that, okay, it is not as interesting to watch as Hellboy 1 because the novelty is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it was directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
And we know Guillermo del Toro from Pan's Labyrinth, Pacific Rim and whatnot. It's got a sort of like elegant beauty to it that I really appreciate. And that's a PG movie.
That's a PG-13, yeah.
It's a PG-13 movie. I honestly would rather watch that one than the new one that came out because it's like, one feels like, a comic book version of Pan's Labyrinth. Although Pan's Labyrinth was really dark.
Pan's Labyrinth, I still have troubles digesting it.
Yeah. Right? Like it's supposed to be a children's
I remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's going to be one of these fun fantasy stuff. Then I was like, wait. Oh,
God.
Fuck.
Oh, and I think his attitude to all of that is that, no, children have to watch fucked up things because this is what the world is actually like.
Fuck.
I think Hayao Miyazaki was also like that, right?
Miyazaki,
Yeah, they like hang out, apparently, Guillermo and Miyazaki.
Yeah, they 6 and 9.
Jeez. Now I have the image in my head, man.
That was unnecessary use of 69. I don't know why I suddenly felt like it.
The image is not even sexual in my head. It's just like a yin yang.
I just imagine them like 69ing and reading comic books at the same time.
What kind of bullshit?
I don't know. For some reason, I just felt like making them fuck each other.
No,
it's just in my head.
In my head, it's like they're giving each other hand jobs.
And Miyazaki is making Japanese noises.
No, in my head, they're giving each other hand jobs, but they're also both reading Dune. So, like it's perverse, but it's also kind of wholesome and. also artistically pleasing.
I totally derailed your conversation. Go back to
Like, what the fuck were we even talking about? I was talking about Hellboy. You suddenly talked about Miyazaki and Guillermo del Toro 16
man. And Guillermo was going, oh man, that's good. Oh, God. Wait.
I am gonna need so much therapy after this.
That is terrible.
That is,
Give me your sake.
that is fucking terrible.
Give me the sake.
Okay.
Oh, mamacita, we got some tequila after this.
Great, now we're doing the Spanish thing. Okay, hang on. What the hell were we even talking about? What is in this tea we're drinking?
You were talking about the the elegance of Guillermo del Toro and the fact that...
So Pan's Labyrinth is this movie where it looks like it's designed for children, but then it gets really dark and very violent very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's not gory. That's the interesting thing. It's not gory at all. And I think it's the kind of violence you show to like an older children, maybe like teenagers or something.
Yeah.
To show them, okay, you're about to become an adult. You need to see how fucked up the world can be. So I'm going to show you something that's both very fucked up but also very beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
The equal parts of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is the best that he ever produced. I don't think he ever made anything that could pass that. Even the Shape of Water.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know why it won an award. I don't understand it.
Right.
Like maybe somebody has a much more profound. It has a much more profound impact on somebody else. But Pan's Labyrinth achieved what Guillermo del Toro at his best could achieve. Shape of Water was I don't know how to put it. I don't get what the big deal about it was.
Yeah.
Like it didn't have that profound impact that the Labyrinth could have had on than the Shape of Water had. Then it was like the biggest controversy about it was like, oh, there's this sex scene between a woman and the fish dude. But then the whole time I was going like that wasn't even the case for me. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, I don't care as much.
Yeah.
I really like the bad guy, but at the same time I was like I don't care as much for anybody here.
I think the issue with Shape of Water is it's really a film that Guillermo wants for himself. So he's a big fan of these like 1950s horror movies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the creature
from the Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon, yeah.
And I think
it looks exactly like that.
It looks exactly like that. And I think because Guillermo is kind of like an old-timey horror film nerd.
Yeah.
He empathizes more with the monster than he does with the people. So I think what he really wanted to do is just do what Swamp Thing did, right? You take the monster, you turn him into a sympathetic creature.
Yeah.
I think that's all he wanted to do, and everything else was just like secondary.
Yeah.
So unless you understand the kind of nerdery Guillermo del Toro is trying to achieve, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, you're going to have to be like, do you think like a film nerd, like a kitsch film nerd that has a lot of money and a lot of clout and can do whatever he wants, then if you do, then okay, you'll get that this is kind of like a personal passion project. But without the context, it just won't work.
There's a lot of these movies recently that are of that nature. Even the games recently are of that nature. It's like Kojima had this game called Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I feel like that was much more of a personal project rather than anything else.
Oh, no, most definitely.
And Del Toro did that. There's a new David Fincher movie called Mank, which is about the writer who wrote... Allegedly, he is the one who wrote Citizen Kane.
Right.
Well, the news is actually that they both wrote it together, and he just like edited them. They were editing back and forth, but
Yeah.
like somebody just wrote, some chick who hated Orson and Welles wrote it that this guy wrote it.
Right.
That's just the news of it. But the thing is, like, that story of Mank is about, it's a passion project where it's like, it's one of those stories that you need to have seen Citizen Kane. You need to have seen it.
See, that's the thing.
You need to know the context of it.
Yeah.
You need to know what happened behind it. And then
Right.
you watch it, you're like, I get
Right.
it. But then no. Or David Fincher aside, Once Upon a Time in LA.
Yeah, right?
I watched that. Me and my brother watched it.
Was
we
that
skipped
a
through it. Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in LA.
And it's just one of those things where if you don't know about old Hollywood, you won't care.
If you're not from America, if you're not born, know the culture that happened like around the Sharon Tate's death and all of that, all the news and controversies in that era, you won't really give a shit, and you won't even get it. Whoever, like Bill Burr, all the comedians, anybody who watched this film, in America, they watched it a few times,
right?
Because they knew it.
So what we're looking at is, what we call like metatextual movies, right?
Yeah.
These are movies that have to rely on something else in order for you to make sense of them. Yeah. Otherwise, it's on their own. They're just like
on their own. You're like, okay. Like for me, the only fun part of it was the last 5 minutes when, spoiler alert, Brad Pitt kills the assailants.
As you do.
Yeah.
So the question ultimately is, and in a way, every movie we've talked about is metatextual. Like we talked about Dredd, and we hated Stallone because we knew what the original Dredd was like, right?
Yeah.
Back in when Alan Moore was writing it and whatnot, and all these other people. And it's like, can we dismiss movies that have to rely on outside shit in order for them to make sense? Do movies have to stand on their own? I personally believe that
they can.
They can.
Like without doubt. I've only seen one film in the past 2 years that I went like, okay.
Right. What I'm asking is, should you dismiss a movie if it cannot stand on its own?
Should I dismiss it?
Yeah. That's the difficult question, right? Because everybody more or less knows enough to make sense of a movie, even if the movie itself doesn't give you any context. Which is why I can watch, like, I don't know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and know stuff. Because I know about, who's the crazy Nazi forehead dude?
I forgot his name.
What's his name?
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson, thank you. He's really short.
Very short.
Yeah, weird. So I know about Charles Manson because I watched, Mindhunter.
Mindhunter, yeah. So I read the book. Very cool.
Very cool, right? But and you don't need to know about the serial killers to enjoy that.
No.
You watch it and you go, oh yeah. You watch like Ed Kemper, for instance, in Mindhunter.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to know what the original Ed Kemper was like.
It's enough for me to be like, okay.
Okay. You're 6'9", 300 pounds, and you're way too friendly for your own good.
Way too articulate.
And you murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a terrifying thing.
And fucked your mother's corpse.
Yeah. Right?
Wow.
Even if that was fake, even though it was perfectly fictional, in my personal opinion, although that menagerie of monsters in Mindhunter is a lot scarier than Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter on his own.
Yeah.
Right? Because Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter is very creepy because of the body language.
Yeah. But
there are times when he's almost just a bit like ghoulish, like when he sucks his teeth. That's like, okay, Mr. Anthony, you're being a bit much now.
Yeah. Now you're being an exaggerated monster of the story.
Right. Just like a goblin.
Yeah.
But
Mindhunter
is kind of weirdly subtle.
Well, because we were talking about them standing on their own or not, relying on something else.
Yeah.
The thing about Mindhunter is that because somewhat you understand, like even if somebody doesn't have a clue that this person is not.
Yeah.
what's it called? This person is not real. It is actually based. Sorry, if this person is based on a real character, if someone has zero clue, if he sits and watch this because of the realism behind it, and the realism that he has as a character,
right,
and I assume anybody has heard a bunch of stories online in some sort of platform, so they have an idea regarding murderers, they can relate to it. Because the thing about the Mindhunter character is that I can never relate to Lecter because he is this over the top genius murderer.
Yeah.
Insanely charismatic and handsome and whatever the fuck. But I can relate to Ed Kemper. I can relate to Ted Bundy or Charles Manson because there's literally nothing over the top about them. Like if they shot Ed Kemper out of the cell, in a library reading a book, I wouldn't, and they would have been talking with them. I wouldn't have thought I think he's a librarian.
Right. That's the way. Like I was talking to this with our resident skeleton Rizman, and and we both were like, you know what, Ed Kemper's friendly. Yeah. He's a serial killer, but he's friendly.
Yeah. So their relatedness is what makes it scary. And you're talking about like if a movie should stand on its own or not. Well, it is a scary. It's not a scary. It's a difficult.
It's a difficult question, right?
But if you look at it in a sort of perspective, it's like okay, there are paintings of real events.
Yeah.
They rely on the real event, and then there are paintings that are not rely on real event. It's just a fictional, like the famous picture of Goliath eating his son by Goethe, I think.
That's Saturn. Saturn eating his son.
Saturn eating his son. Sorry, not Goliath. No, it wasn't Goliath. Was it? What was the name of Zeus's father? Was Kronos.
Kronos.
Was it Saturn or Kronos? Kronos.
Depends on whether you're Greek or Roman.
Oh yeah, very very good point. Right. Yeah, like if you look at that doesn't stand on its own, but you look at it like oh shit.
Yeah.
But if you look at the picture of French Revolution. Yeah. But the thing is, at the same time, the thing about the painting of a French Revolution, I might be like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know what French Revolution is.
Yeah.
But Tarantino's story, for example, the prime example of this is that I don't know why, maybe if it's a shift in the medium.
Yeah.
And the required amount of information about it.
Right.
I couldn't relate to it.
Yeah, I mean...
I cannot look at the Manson killings and be like,
Yeah. Because here's the thing about Quentin Tarantino movies I noticed. They're always an homage to the stuff that he likes.
Yeah.
Right? Samurai movies, cowboy movies, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
And these movies borrow from each other, so you can pretty much just put them in the same movie.
Yeah.
Kung fu movies, old pulp
animes,
right?
God, I love them.
Oh, they're good.
I can tell, I can know I'm in a good ride, but that last one was like shit. No, seriously, that one. I was like, this was off. This was just that was him jerking off to Hollywood, really.
Yeah.
And his love for Hollywood. And his love for Hollywood, really.
Right.
Whenever I watch a Tarantino film, I'm watching a film nerd.
Yeah.
I know he loves watching it. Like, I know if I see him, we'd be just, like, talking about, have you seen this anime? He watches everything. He watches, like, he and Samuel Jackson both bonded over, he walked into they've known each other before, but, like, he walked into the trailer and Samuel Jackson was watching a Hong Kong action flick.
As you do, yeah.
And, like, they can both sit down and enjoy it, and they both started talking about that as well. So it's, like, fantastic.
So... Here's the thing. Samuel L. Jackson watching Kung Fu movie, and then they ask him, "Do you on YouTube video? Do you watch anime?" And he says, "Yes, I do. Hentai too."
Yeah, hentai too.
Hentai too.
And I watch hentai too.
Yeah.
And with a smile on his face, which is like, I'm like, I like him for that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, great.
Oh God, a man of culture.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about black people in anime.
Okay, wow. Yeah. Raqib, where's this conversation going?
I mean, we're doing movie reviews. We might as well talk about culture as well. Okay, so I was...
check out Afro Samurai, everybody. Check out Afro Samurai. Okay.
Yeah, no, please do. We're talking about black people in anime. Check out Afro Samurai. And here's the reason why, okay? I was talking to, again, resident skeleton Rizman.
Sorry, Rizman.
He understands. He understands he's got dry skeleton energy. It's true. And I posited to him, and I didn't realize how like obvious the statement was at the time. But anime is to black people today what kung fu movies were to black people in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You make a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
Wow, you make a lot of sense there.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever like stopped, because the same people who liked anime today would have liked the old kung fu movies back then, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You got Samuel L. Jackson, who liked anime so much he made Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
Right? There was never like a discontinuation between the 70s, the 80s, 90s, and now.
No.
There's this great like YouTube video essay from a channel called Beyond the Bot talking about anime is for black people. like Japanese people know
that black people enjoy anime.
Yeah, so sometimes they'll just slot like black stuff into an anime because they know black people will like this.
Oh.
Like that's why you have like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo,
Black Lagoon,
Caroline Tuesday. Did I get that last one right? I can't remember. Anyway, and if you ever watch Naruto, there's a whole village of black people.
Yeah,
and that made me happy.
I stopped watching Naruto, but
there's like a whole village of black ninjas, and that made me really happy.
Yeah, that's the moment that you realize that the Japanese people are far more okay and much more open to black people than the white Americans. In their own countrymen. Shit, that's a totally different subject, by the way. But yeah,
I just like that the leader of the village in Naruto, where all the black people are, looks like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, and you know what I like about it?
Yeah.
There's never mentioned as the black.
No, they're just like...
They're just, hey, the such and such village.
They're from the lightning country, they're from the hidden cloud.
Yeah.
Right? So, I just like that. I just really like that, and...
I'm gonna stop watching. I'm looking for good animes now.
Yeah.
I found one which is called Detectives. Sorry, I forgot the name. There's something regarding pain or detective. I'll find it again. I forgot. But the premise of it is a noir, LA noir detective kind of a story.
Yeah.
Where it's a bit cyberpunky, but like the main character is a detective, 6 foot tall, 6'3" detective with a pistol for a head.
I know this. Yeah. It's
I watched episode 1 and 2. It's a little slow.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a little.
He's got a revolver for a head.
He has a revolver for a head.
Gun detective, I think.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, do you? And like the girl is like, can I pull the trigger? It's like I don't. I'd never trust anyone enough to touch my trigger or something.
Right.
Like his sexual kink is like, I'm sure whenever they fuck, it's gonna start shooting.
It looks really good. I really hope I can find it somewhere.
It's on YouTube.
What?
It's on YouTube. I watch episode 1 on YouTube.
Oh shit, son. Well, there goes my spare time.
Yeah, but
because I just finished My Hero Academia.
Oh no, I haven't watched that.
You don't watch that?
I haven't watched that. Hero Academia.
I like it because it's like.
Is that the net? That's not an anime, right?
That is an anime.
I totally. I mistaken with Umbrella Academy.
No, not Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
My Hero Academia is what would happen if you gave a mangaka control over an American style comic book universe.
Okay.
Right, and this dude is really interesting because he takes a comic book hero setting and he makes it realistic. Like the world building feels like a world that people have been living in for the past 50 years.
Yeah.
And all of the setup for the world is logical. Yeah. Like there are institutions for superheroes, there's like a government organization for superheroes, there's a school for superheroes because anime, everybody's in high school.
Yeah, funny enough.
Yeah. And there's like a plot that involves you getting your provisionary license as a high school student to be a superhero.
Oh, yeah. Something like a One Punch Man certification shit.
Except One Punch Man is clearly satirical.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And you can tell how American American comedy has influenced it.
Yeah.
You can tell it's American black comedy at times.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
really?
yeah.
One Punch Man feels like
One
Def
Punch
Jam.
Man. One Punch Man feels like it's not Japanese comedy. I can tell it's an American comedy. Like,
Really?
yeah, there are moments like that happened a lot, like for multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, like I remember one that was like the shooting star was about to hit the earth.
Yeah.
And the robot guy starts shooting at it with the beam.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the master is looking and suddenly says, it's a very small one. That's the one I remember, but I can tell you there was multiple ones.
Yeah.
And then he says like, "Oh, it's moving back." He's like, "Really? Oh no, it was just my eyes. It was my mistake."
just like little like sarcastic.
There are
little
these like
ends.
sarcastic little bits, or the way like he. Or like when he beats up the giant monster, the giant monster starts hitting him like in episode 1 or 2, starts beating the shit out of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
And he's just so stone faced.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll beat you up till next Tuesday." He's like, "Wait, till next Tuesday? So it means today is Tuesday." And then suddenly he gets mad and he says, "Dude, that means today was bargain day in the supermarket." But that is an American comedy.
Yeah.
That was a Western comedy. That wasn't a Japanese comedy. That was a Western comedy.
I just feel like.
And by the way, fuck anime because they can make me cry more than.
Yeah,
they get under my skin. Like I'm actually recently got shook. Like I'm shaken to my core. I can right now. As we're speaking right now, I'm getting emotional thinking.
Really.
Yeah, they can really fuck. They can go very twisted.
They can get very twisted. What anime was it?
It was a scene from an anime called Made in Abyss.
Oh shit!
Where there's the guy and the Japanese animes, they fucking do this a lot, and it fucking bothers me a lot because it's like, well, it's real.
Yeah.
There's this element of realism in it because it's like stranger on stranger violence.
Yeah.
Unnecessary violence to the innocents.
Yeah.
And sometimes even children.
Oh yes.
And it goes to a very deep extent to show it to you. And I don't know how they get the kicks out of that, but it's because they really like it.
Yeah.
But like I remember there was this like a very beautiful little girl who was like trying to take care of this other girl.
Right.
But then they push her, like radiate her or some shit, and she mutates and she's begging him to kill him, her to kill her, and she's crying and she's like morphs into this disfigured blob.
Right.
And you just see her cry as she's
mutating.
Yeah, and it's like a little girl, and the thing is like they really drive it through with like being all cute and innocent. Right. And the thing is like the sons of bitches, they don't stop till the last moment. She's like trying to protect the dude. It's like, "Oh, don't worry about me. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine." And then this happens like, and I remember like I'm getting angry and emotional right now thinking about it because it's like. Like I remember I cried. Yeah. Because I was like, shit. Yeah. The fuck was that?
They'll do this. They'll have this really like very cutesy, very pretty facade, and then
very innocence. They know how to push innocence forward,
and then they'll just let reality happen, or let something even worse than that happen. Yeah. Like Grave of the Fireflies, for instance.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. Oh, that's everybody's like, oh, why? Why did you bring it up? Yeah, that is hard to watch. Like I don't know, maybe I did inside, but I didn't actually bawl out crying. But it was this thing of where after I watched it, it was like you just feel broken inside. Yeah. Right. You just look at it and go, oh, that's
oh shit.
And I've been to Japan. I was there during the anniversary of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And there was all of this
the vibe going on
about, and it's hard. It's hard to reconcile because as a Malaysian it's a bit hard. Yeah. Because we were invaded by Japanese people during World War II.
Yeah, but you're caring about what happened to Japan and all.
Yeah, and because we like Japanese people. Yeah. That's the weird thing. Like their army invaded us and brutalized us, but we still like them. The
Yeah.
army can go fuck themselves, but we like them.
They didn't brutalize you, they brutalized the Chinese. Let's get that out of the way.
They would have killed my uncle, actually.
Oh shit, fuck.
So
By the way, I was kidding by that. I know what they did.
So what happened was my granddad was the dentist to the Sultan of Johor.
Wow.
Yeah. So what happened was during World War II, they were running away from the Japanese. And then my grandma got caught by the Kempetai. And she was holding my uncle, who was a baby at the time, my late uncle now. And they were about to bayonet him.
Mm-hmm.
And before they could bayonet my uncle, who was a baby, the sergeant caught the private just as he was about to do that and slapped him across the face repeatedly and said, You cannot bayonet this family. Why? Because he's the doctor to the king, and we need him to put gold in our teeth.
Okay.
This podcast is brought to you by Persian Perspective.
It's brought to you by Persian Tears.
This is Persian Tears.
Persian Tears.
We for Persian Tears. For when there is nothing left in your body where your soul used to be.
Yes. Fill it up, baby.
Fill it up. Salty.
Wow. What a low roller coaster this was. I think we'll end on that note.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's on this note.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a movie review.
this suddenly turned into realism and hitting babies and shit.
Yeah.
And fuck whoever made Made in Abyss. Hope he dies.
But that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
When it punches you in the heart.
Yeah. It punches you deep down. Like,
Yeah.
by the way, 2021 thing I tell everybody is I love gore. I have a good meter for violence, not a very high one, but but rather good one.
Yeah.
2020 has brought that down significantly.
Really?
Yeah, I cannot take violence as much anymore. I cannot take this kind of a thing. Like I see, like sometimes you can just suspend disbelief and just watch it. Now that I watch it, I see 10 layers behind it. Like I'm like, but like, oh, he had a family.
Yeah.
But she had a mom.
Right.
And she's looking for it. Like it. Like I get sick a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like shit.
Now you can't just see the aesthetics anymore.
No, I'm seeing a little bit. As part of growing old, you will see that for sure. But 2020 has kind of made me to the like.
It's aged you a little bit.
It has aged me a little bit, brought my tolerance down a little bit, and made you like. Here's the thing: there's just so much bad news. I think when somebody put it up very well for me, so there's just so much bad news and negativity when you see something additional outside. You just your body ODs on it basically. It's like, okay, now I'm watching an anime to be entertained. Oh yeah, you just killed that baby. For an experiment in front of his brother. Right? What the fuck you doing? So, it's just like, oh fuck, I can't take it.
I've watched a lot of animes like that though. Like, I think the worst one that I've watched where it wasn't violence. It was the cruelty felt almost meaningless.
Which one?
It's called Now and Then Here and There.
Okay, and I love the names, but yeah.
Now and Then Here and There is weird because it's kind of like a boy finds himself in an alternate dimension where the whole world is turned into a desert and people are just fighting for water.
Okay, what happened? Just give me the shortest and quickest thing to say. Just say what happened.
There is a girl who tries to abort her baby by trying to smash her belly with a rock.
Okay, fuck this shit. Alright. Oh, fuck. Alright, yeah, animes have a tendency to.
The problem is, it looks like a beautiful, innocent looking thing, but then there is a scene where the girl, when she finally escapes from the army camp where she was being held as a slave, can't cope with the fact that she's pregnant from a child of sexual assault, and in her psychosis keeps hitting her stomach with a rock.
How old is this anime, by the way? It's 1990s. Sounds like a 1990s.
2000s.
2000s. Okay.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, 2000s.
Shit.
I watched it when it was on, back when we had like satellite TV on a channel called AXN. It's a long time ago.
Oh shit! Yeah.
This was when I was still in my pre-U times.
Yeah, animes really dig deep for these things.
Yeah, it puts the knife and then it twists it.
Yeah, then it twists it. It's not enough just for stabbing. It's like, you feel that?
You feel that?
Get that, bitch.
You feel that?
Yeah, you like that, huh?
Remember it when you go to sleep at night.
Say my name. Say my name.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Okay.
We better stop before we worsen the depression we already have. Yeah.
Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed whatever the hell this was.
I hope you get therapy after you listen to this.
We'll be right back again next time with
Persian perspective. Persian perspective. So creepy. Okay.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.